Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Wednesday news show. Today, two of the biggest mountains in the Mont Blanc Massif get climbed, and of course, all the rest of the climbing news. The real question here, Terry T, is that you're back from a climbing holiday and yet didn't feature on last week's 9B counter. So what went wrong?
There weren't any 9Bs where I went.
That's a good answer, actually.
What can I do about it?
The route's not there. I mean, how can you climb it? What are you going to do?
Anyway, let's move on to some climbing news from the Reunion Island. As reported on 8A.nu, 13-year-old Max Bertone has done two first ascents in Bras de la Plaine, a spectacular basalt cave in the Reunion Island. The first route is called Addiction, 8B+, and the second route, Mirage Gravitationnel, a possible 8C. And he comments that maybe 8C+, but I don't know if adults can reduce the number of moves in the crux section. So it's quite interesting that he graded it 8C instead of 8C+, because I guess he believes that maybe it's easier to move through the crux section if some holds are skipped.
I'm so confused. So hang on, what he's saying is an adult would find it easier, but for him it's harder.
Yeah. Because he's short. He's 13.
Yeah, but then where does that stop? I know some short climbers, right? Like, I know tiny climbers. Are we going to start doing like a height grade?
Yes, please.
Is this for you?
Yes.
So what,
please.
Your 7Bs become 7Cs? The thing is, I'm not exactly a big man myself, so maybe I could do this. Maybe I've actually climbed an 8A boulder before.
Sure. So did I.
Exactly. Right, we're going from bouldering to the big mountains and an ascent of the Dru. As seen on Planet Mountain, Will Sim and Korra have repeated Voie de Papas on the Petit Dru southwest pillar in Chamonix. This route follows the old scarline of the enormous rockfall that happened in 2005. It was initially established in 2007 over 9 days by Marshall Dumas and Jean-Yves Fredrickson. The pair spent 4 days on the climb with 3 bivvies on the face and 5 nights in total on the mountain. They then rappelled the rock scar with damaged ropes, which must have made things stressful. The west face is seeing a few ascents recently, with climbers taking advantage of the warm and stable weather over the Mont Blanc Massif. The Dru getting some action at the moment. We had the GMHM, just about said that, boys, live streaming a route on the west face.
That was cool.
That was very cool. Will Sim, Korra, they were up there. I know the north face is getting smashed. I know Colin Haley's somewhere right now up on the west face, apparently. So yeah, being done a lot. I kind of want to go up there. Can I go? Can I go?
You're asking my permission.
Well, yeah, I mean, I might have to miss this and just climb mountains.
I'm just gonna ring your mom about that.
Please don't ring my mom about that.
No. Anyway, we're moving on to Japan with some bouldering news. As reported on 8A.nu, Shinichiro Nomura sent an 8C in Japan called Vanitas. This is a savage, crimpy-style boulder, and with his height at 159 meters, he had to use all his dynamic power for some reachy moves. So Mr. Nomura, if you check him out on Instagram, he can do a one-arm pull-up on a 6 mil edge.
That's crazy.
Have
you ever trained on those little? I've never, like the Beastmaker ones. Those.
Yeah,
things.
it's like 6 mils.
I would look, Beastmaker. If you're watching, can you please send us some? Because I'd love to try them. Because I've got no idea if it's even possible
to do a one-arm pull-up on them.
No, just to hang on the things.
Right.
I'd love to try some of them.
Anyway, yeah, I guess new world record maybe.
Ooh, could be.
Maybe.
Could be. We'll see. Moving on to another mountain in Chamonix now. This time it's the turn of the Duras. Matteo Della Bordella, Giacomo Mauri and Luca Schiera have made the first ascent of a line they're calling Il Regalo di Berna on the south face of the Grand Duras in the Mont Blanc Massif. This was reported by Planet Mountain. The route is 450 meters high and they completed it in a 15-hour round trip from the Boccaletta refuge. They climbed it using removable protection, leaving the rock as they found it. With difficulties up to 6B, it's a spectacular and hopefully repeatable route in an amazing location. Matteo is a friend of the show and he gave us some time to talk about the route.
Hi everyone, I'm Matteo Della Bordella. I'm just down from Mont Blanc. I was there last week. We opened a new route on south face of Grand Duras with my friends Luca Schiera and Giacomo Mauri. This new route is very special to me because it was an idea of one of my best friends, Matteo Bernasconi. Matteo died in an avalanche last May, and one of his very last messages he sent me was about going there together and opening this new route. So I wanted really to go for him. I thought this route was a gift he left me. And then the right time came last week. We managed to climb this beautiful route in a day. And the cool thing is that this route is not hard at all. I could hardly believe it was not climbed before because the rock is great. It has a lot of features. It has like also jags on some pitches. And I think it can get also popular. Right now there was a lot of snow. We started very early from the bivouac from Boccalatte hut. We went up in the night the gully and then we climbed the pillar in 9 pitches. Finally we reached the final arête and joined the normal route of Joras that we followed on the descent. It was a really good adventure. Berna would laugh at that and drink a beer for us. Cheers to everyone and thanks for sharing.
Last time I saw Matteo, we were in Lecco. Did you see that episode? This was way before your climbing daily time.
I did watch it. I watched it yesterday.
I love that. It was in a little tiny gym with Ragni di Lecco. What does Ragni di Lecco mean? Italian.
Ragni.
Ragni.
They have it's their logo.
But what's the translation?
Spider.
Okay.
Trying to. Anyway.
That's a spider.
It's yes. Anyway, we're moving on to the 9A roundup, and this week it's a little lonely roundup because it's just one climb. As reported on 8A.nu, 26-year-old Christoph Rauch, who has done more than 800 boulders 8A and harder, has done his third 9A, Kraftplatzel in Bergersteiner See. So yeah, 800 8A boulders or harder, but just 3 9As.
It's the 800 bit that absolutely blows my mind.
Well, Paul Robinson, he has done like more than 1,000.
Yeah, because it's so funny when you get this, like, obviously it's like, it's my like life goal is get an 8A boulder, and then someone else has done like 1,000 of them over there. It just shows the level to this thing, like, how, basically it shows how rubbish I am.
You should just get bigger goals.
I should get so aim for 1,000 8As in the next year. Right, there you go. You've heard it here first. We're going to make a video. It's going to be epic. It's 9B counter. No, it's not 9B counter. You've got a story. No, it is. That's
it is 9B counter.
9B counter.
Sorry, I didn't make it on the 9B counter, so we don't have any 9Bs.
Well, you were the one I was kind of counting on for this. Like,
right.
I mean, we actually, genuinely joking apart, we had this agreement with Teresa come back having climbed something like an 8A, we'd put it on the news show. Flash. And I was like, never going to happen. Terry was like, it's definitely going to happen. It didn't happen. Close. But no 9Bs. What's the situation with David, Teresa? Because I know you're his like manager, you're looking after this whole thing. How's the email conversations going back and forth at the moment?
Sup, David? I will reply before you see this video. I promise you.
David, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. But we'll get back to you. But 9B counters, no 9Bs this week. Who's David? David, you know who David is. He's our man. He's the guy.
He's our 9B man.
Hugo's asking who David is. David is our new 9B / everything counterman because we, frankly, were bogged down by the amount of work, and he claimed to have sort of internet search engines going on. We keep talking about David. We haven't even seen his face.
Intro to David next week.
There you go, David.
Right?
You're being profiled, mate. You'll see. Hopefully. Let's chat about shop stuff. And a product that's actually in both you and I gear cupboard at the moment is the new Niad.
Yes.
From 510. This is sort of, we've got the Velcro version. They've got a lace-up version. It's flat profile, but like sport climbing beast, trad climbing beast, all-round stiffness. I'm excited to try this one. And it's currently shoved underneath my sofa, awaiting my feet.
Mine are there.
just
the box is there.
right back there.
And Black Diamond is back in stock. And so if you need new sport climbing gear for the season ahead, go check out their quick draws, and their clothing is super fantastic as well. So yeah, Black Diamond back in stock.
There you go, that's shop stuff done. Now, moving on to the content couch, Cold House Media. Now, they do this series where they pull together their vlogs of a certain area, and they make these beautiful long-form videos.
Mm-hmm.
Puerto Rico is this week's Cold House Media video. So here is a teaser.
We went across the world from Tasmania for our 6th stop of a world less traveled, and we went to Puerto Rico.
We are back in Puerto Rico because we have friends here, we have undone projects, and we thought it would be great to plug it into the middle of our World Less Traveled tour because not so many people know about climbing in Puerto Rico, and we want to share some of the island love here with you.
Always good to see Cold House Media back. Puerto Rico is a place I would love to visit. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't done enough South American countries, and that is one of them that I would just love to go there and climb.
Maybe Brazil first, or Peru. That's also a part of the World Less Travel series.
That is true. Is that the one with the amazing arete thing?
8C that Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, whatever. Their back catalogue is amazing. So it's a bit like a travel show as much as a climbing show. Go check that out.
And the next episode, it's always coming out on EpicTV, and it's about Lari Arce, and she's from Mexico, but now lives in Spain. And this is the first episode introducing her.
Entonces fue una experiencia súper bonita, me encantó y hizo que me enganchara muchísimo más a la escalada y que le pusiera muchísimo más entrega y disciplina al darme cuenta de lo mucho que te podía llegar a exigir, ¿no? El estar en Gran Pared es una experiencia súper única en la que te sales totalmente de tu zona de confort.
¿Cómo amaneciste? La vida en la roca. Life on the rock. This is what
She is an EpicTV athlete now and joins the incredible, let's be honest, stable of athletes that we have working for EpicTV. And a series of the athletes' videos coming out on the main EpicTV channel. Links down below, so do go and check them out.
Next up, comment of the week.
Yeah, we're going to sing. You're going to sing?
Sure.
I feel like I'm going to do a low harmony. You can high harmony it. You ready?
Okay.
Comment of the week. I think your definition of harmony is different from mine. Moving on to comment of the week. Now, we're not going to mention this person's name, but there were a lot of comments last week under the video. We were discussing Law. They are the first non-binary climber to climb 514.8 trad. Huge discussions underneath. One of the comments was about us being irresponsible by opening Law up to these kind of comments and saying that it was disgustingly negligent reporting on our behalf. I'd like to kind of quibble this a little bit. Law on Instagram is very vocal. They've done lots of interviews on Lattice, Rock and Ice, the interview we chatted about.
Yeah.
It's a news story that we reported. I don't feel like we opened that up to negativity necessarily. We put a news story out there. We don't moderate comments unless things get horrendously awful. We leave them for the community, and we respect you guys to try to comment in a respectful way. Some of those comments were a bit unnecessary, I think, beneath that video, which was a shame. our climbing community is a community. We're here to support each other. So let's try to keep those nice or at least balanced in the future. But thank you for commenting on that, because we're a new show. We talk about climbing issues and we need your support. And talking about sport, Terry T, what should people do if they want to follow us?
Like and subscribe, but subscribe. It's a red button, like my shirt. And if you're colorblind, I don't know. But yeah, subscribe, and we'll see you next week, guys.
See you next week.